Hey, it's Randy at Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to share with you the actual pricing for $25,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 79-year-old male. Now, first thing I recommend you do is go to our website at funeralfunds.com, and we have these free quoters on just about every page. And all you need to do is select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states. Select the coverage amount, put your birthday in there, fill the rest of the info out, click Get Quotes Now. It'll take you to a page that's going to show you the best insurance companies with the lowest rates based off your age, gender, and the state that you live in. Take full advantage of that. You'll be able to shop all the best insurance companies, and then give us a call at 888-862-9456, and we can help you understand what you qualify for. Now, one of the first things we always talk to a 79-year-old male about when looking for $25,000 worth of insurance is that going to be an appropriate amount of coverage for your final expense needs? Now, final expense needs typically would be either cremation or burial. Let's talk about cremation first. Cremation, there's going to be two options. The first is where you get cremated and you just come home in a cardboard box or an urn. That's going to cost on average between $1,000 to $2,000. And if you are going to have that cremation in some sort of a ceremony, typically that's going to be between $3,500 and $4,500. Now, as far as how much coverage you would need for that first option, where you're going to be cremated and come home in a cardboard box or an urn, we would typically help people with between $5,000 to $7,000 worth of coverage. Now, you're probably going, well, Randy, you said it's $2,000 for the cremation. Why are we looking for $5,000 worth of insurance? Well, the thing is, at age 79, you're probably hoping our 79-year-old male makes it to age 89. And we know that as time goes on, things are more expensive. Things do get more expensive over time, and prices go up due to inflation. So we're actually getting a little bit more insurance than we need, and we're locking it in and getting that approval at the youngest age. That gets us the lowest rates. So it inflation-proofs the plan, but it also provides some extra coverage in the short term. You know, just God forbid you didn't live as long as you thought, and maybe there's some extra bills, like maybe credit card bills or medical bills or something like that. So it can take care of that, you know, in the first few years of the policy as well. But it works really great. Inflation proofs the plan on the back end, takes care of extra expenses on the front end. For the cremation with the ceremony, we would typically help people with between $7,000 to $10,000. And again, same thing. We're inflation proofing the plan on the tail end, but on the front end, some extra money to take care of some bills that maybe just didn't get paid because you didn't live long enough. Now, for a burial, the average cost of a burial right now in the United States is right around $10,000. So if you walk into pretty much any funeral home in the United States with the $10,000 check, they should be able to help you out. If not, you just walk out their front door and walk down the street a couple blocks to their competition and have them help you out with that. But just understand that $10,000 right now, that's nothing fancy. This can be a very simple affair, but they should be able to get the job done for you. And if you're on a fixed or limited income, and if that's all you can afford is $10,000, go ahead and do that, because we can always add more coverage later. Yeah, so typically on that burial, we're going to be helping a 79-year-old male, typically with between $10,000 to $15,000, sometimes up to $20,000 if the body's going to be transported, you know, out of state or something like that. But it's fairly uncommon that a 79-year-old, just due to age, is really going to need that $25,000. But just understand, if you want that much, we can certainly help you get that much. Now, sometimes we'll have a 79-year-old male call us and say, hey, you know, I want some final expense insurance for sure, but I'd like to leave some money behind for my kids as well. And they might want 30, 40, 50,000. So we quote them, and, you know, sometimes they'll say, well, whoo, that's more than I expected, right? Because they're on Social Security or disability. And sometimes they'll say, well, you know what? If I can't do anything, I'm not going to do anything at all. And we have to have a conversation with them and say, hey, you know, you wanted for sure to get your final expenses taken care of, burial, cremation, whatever it is. So why don't we do that first? Because we know you're going to die. There's no escaping that. And if you don't get this taken care of, then your family members, your children are going to have to pay this, you know, on their own. And the chances are they're going to put it on credit cards and they're going to pay 26% interest, and it's going to take them years and years to pay off. So let's get the final expenses taken care of first. And then if you want, we can always come back and revisit the policy for the children. And generally they're thrilled with that option because it does get their final expenses taken care of. And we still open that option later for the children. Now, if money's not an issue, we can help everybody with one single policy right from the start. But again, most of the people we help are on a fixed or limited income. So one thing we always recommend getting is first day coverage or benefits. We do not recommend those plans with 2-year waiting periods. So what first day coverage means is that if you were approved and your policy were issued today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to write that check for 10, 15, 20, 25,000, whatever it is. That's going to be the best coverage at the lowest pricing. Now, once in a while, we'll get somebody that will say, well, Randy, we do like the first day coverage, but you've got some health issues and we're worried we may not qualify because we heard those plans ask health questions. Yeah, they do. But we always tell people that's our problem, not your problem, at least from an insurance standpoint. And what we mean by that is we work with so many different insurance companies. They all have different health questions. They all have different underwriting. And right now, we're getting around 95% of the people that we help, we're able to get first day coverage or benefits. So we're really terrific at what we do. Really, the only reason we wouldn't be able to get your first day coverage is if you just waited too long and your health really had some challenges, like you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or you had dementia, or you're on dialysis or in a hospital or a nursing home. If that were the case, we would typically refer you out to a different insurance company. What always also seems to happen on a weekly basis is somebody will call up and say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week and they didn't have insurance and we don't have any money, and now the body's at the funeral home and the funeral home director is not going to do anything until he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance right away so we can get a check in our hand to pay the funeral home director. We have to let people know there's no insurance company in the United States that's going to offer a policy on a dead person. You have to be alive to actually qualify for this insurance. And yeah, it's really sad that they had a family member pass away, but it's doubly sad that their family members didn't take care of this in advance. They knew they were going to die. They probably looked at this insurance in the past and they didn't do it. They thought about it. And then one day they just went and died. And now their family members have to take care of it. And they're probably going to have to put this on credit cards, paying 26% interest, and they're going to be paying on it for years. What a terrible legacy to leave behind. You shouldn't leave your financial obligations behind for your family members and loved ones. So yeah, don't leave that legacy behind. If you need to, we can help you start with a smaller coverage amount, and we can always help you add more coverage later. But yeah, just really don't leave that legacy behind where you made somebody else pay for something that was not their responsibility. Now, we don't recommend plans with 2-year waiting periods. You've probably heard of Colonial Penn. They seem to advertise all the time on TV for that $9.95 plan. I think those commercials are on every 7 minutes, it seems. But yeah, their $9.95 plan from Colonial Penn, that's a 2-year waiting period. Ouch, right? You probably didn't know that. Yeah, those commercials aren't very obvious about that. But yeah, we don't recommend those at all. If you qualify for first day coverage, you absolutely need to stay away from 2-year waiting period plans. Now, Colonial Penn's not the only company that offers those. There's other ones like Mutual of Omaha, they're United of Omaha, AIG, Gerber, gosh, so many other different insurance companies. A lot of these insurance companies have done an amazing job at convincing the American public that if you're over age 50, the only thing you qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period, to which we always go, ha, 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 ha. Don't fall for such nonsense. We help people with first day coverage all day long. Yeah, don't believe that garbage. So, our male age 79 probably just got done watching a Colonial Penn commercial. He's probably thinking, I outsmarted Colonial Penn. I waited until age 79 and I just saw that commercial. It's beautiful. I'm probably going to get 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, maybe even 50,000 for $9.95. And then our 79-year-old male talks with a Colonial Penn agent or goes to their website and checks the pricing like we're doing for you here and sees at age 79, 1 unit of coverage, it's going to be $9.95, is only going to provide $441 worth of coverage. Now, that's not even enough for a cremation. And even if it were, it's still got a 2-year waiting period where it won't pay in the first 2 years if you die of any health or medical reason. Why would you ever do that? Don't do that. Just don't shop just based off price alone per unit stuff. You're going to end up with $441. Now, there's some people out there that would say that companies that offer these teaser rates, these really low teaser rates that make you think you're going to get so much. They actually don't want you to buy that plan. They just want to get your information to get you in their marketing funnel so that they can advertise to you and then get you on the phone. And they'll tell you, well, $9.95 is only what limited amount of coverage, whatever it is. And then they'll say, well, you know what? That's not going to be enough. Why don't we get you more coverage? And they're going to upsell you to a more expensive plan that's going to be more profitable to them. Now, I would never say Colonial Penn would ever do anything like that, but some people seem to feel differently. So I guess you can make that judgment on your own based off the fact for $9.95, you're only going to get $441. Yikes, right? Okay, here's the challenge, because this video is about $25,000. The challenge is that Colonial Penn, you can only get 15 units max, and we are not going to get near $25,000 for a 79-year-old male. In fact, let's look at this. Max out at 15 units, that's going to be $150. It's only going to pay $6,615. Oh my gosh, that'll pay for a cremation. That will not pay for a burial, but it's so expensive. Anyway, let's take a look. I want to show you, just while we're here, what $6,615 would look like. I'm going to change this real quick. 6,615, and here we go. Male, age 79. Get quote. Just so you can see. So that should be $86, and this is level first day coverage. Don't worry about the companies, because you may or may not qualify for all of them, but they're all within a few bucks. But yeah, would you rather have first day coverage for $86, or would you rather have a 2-year waiting period and pay $150? That is such a massive difference. That's why we don't recommend 2-year waiting periods. It's so much more expensive, and you get the 2-year waiting period. But let's go back up. Let's change this to 25,000 here. There we go. And again, we don't always recommend this, because at age 79, $25,000 can be an awful lot of money for our typical client. So we're not suggesting this, but yeah, there we go. It's over $300. So this is preferred coverage, though. That means first day coverage. Level means first day coverage as well. So it kind of is what it is. It's $25,000, but when you wait till age 79, that does kind of get expensive. But let's look at some other companies, because we're around 312 here. Let's look at one here. You'll be able to see all these different insurance companies. Oh, here's one, Lincoln Heritage. They're a fine company, I guess, if you like high prices. $423. Same amount of coverage. It's level coverage, but same amount of coverage, $423. And some people ask, well, why they're so expensive? Well, they've got a deal where when you pass away, they will supposedly call 2 or 3 funeral homes to get the lowest pricing, and maybe do a couple other things, but they don't do that for free. They charge for that. 420, basically 424, rounded up, 424 versus 312. If you go with Lincoln Heritage, you're going to get the same amount of coverage, but you're going to overpay $112 a month. $112 a month. Let's do the math on that. So $112 a month times 12 months, you will end up overpaying right around $1,344 on an annual basis. And if our 79-year-old male makes it to age 89, you have overpaid right around $13,440 on a $25,000 policy. Why would you ever do that? Why would you ever overpay a policy by $13,000 plus when you could get the exact same coverage for lower? Now, true, they take care of a couple things, but ask yourself, is it worth an insurance company paying them to make 2 or 3 phone calls to a few funeral homes, do a couple other things that may only take an hour or so to do, and then paying them over $13,000 for that? Holy cow. We recommend you keep that money in your own pocket. Do not ever give away $13,000 of your own money to any insurance company when you can get lower rates. So what we do is we recommend you let us help you get the lowest rates. And then what we offer, free of charge, by the way, on our website, is a free funeral and estate planning guide. And you can download it off our website and then print it out. And then once it's printed out, fill it out. and you write down who gets what goes where, and what you want to happen after you're gone. And then you keep that with your insurance policy. And then when you pass away, everything's in one place, and your family will know that you not only loved and protected them financially with the insurance policy, but you protected them emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide. And they'll just need to open up that funeral and estate planning guide and start reading, and they'll have all your wishes in there. And all they'll have to do is just everything that you wrote down there, just execute your wishes. And they will know that you not only loved and protected them in life, but you also loved and protected them in death. And you protected them at a time when they would absolutely need you the most, when you weren't here, but you took care of it well in advance. What a wonderful, amazing legacy to leave behind. If you want to leave a legacy like that, visit us at Funeral Funds of America. We've got a special quarter for our YouTube visitors, funeralfunds.com/YouTube, where you can get the best rates, the best companies, and the best discounts. Just fill that out. You'll be able to see all the different insurance companies for your state, and then give us a call, 888-862-9456, and we can help you understand what you qualify for. But if you've got an existing insurance policy and you want us to price shop it to save you money, or you want to add coverage to it, we can help you out with that. If you need brand new coverage, or you just have some questions, we can help you out with that. But we look forward to helping you get the most amount of coverage for the least amount of money. We will be blessed to help you with that when that day comes. Until that day does come, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.